Alam mo yung feeling na magaling ka naman pero somehow parang hindi pa rin nakikita yung efforts mo? Parang ang dami mo namang na-accomplish. You're competent, you're hardworking, you're reliable. Pero bakit parang hindi ka pa rin umaangat the way you expected? That's where How Women Rise by Sally Helgesen and Marshall Goldsmith hits differently. This is not a girl boss book. Hindi siya pep talk. Hindi rin siya manifest mo lang energy. It's uncomfortable. Because instead of blaming the system immediately, it asks a scarier question. What if the habits that help you succeed are the same habits quietly holding you back? What if being too loyal, too detailed, too helpful, or too humble is actually costing you visibility, influence, and growth? And the worst part, you probably think those traits are your strengths. In this episode, pag-uusapan natin yung mga behaviors na hindi mo namamalaya na ginagawa mo, na dahan-dahan, pinipigilan kang umangat sa buhay. So kung feeling mo ready ka ng masampal ng realidad, welcome! I'm Tessa Saavedra. Samahan niyo ako ulit dito lang sa Isang Pahina, Isang Kwento, Isang Aral. Ang sarap pala magbasa. International Women's Month na naman at ngayong buwan na ito, hindi lang tayo magse-celebrate ng mga kababaihan. Isa-celebrate din natin ang kanilang pag-angat. Because women don't just deserve flowers. We deserve platforms, we deserve power, we deserve to be seen. So for this month, I decided to feature stories that don't just tell stories about inspirational women, but books that actually help women rise. Rise in leadership, rise in confidence, rise in rooms where they were once overlooked. Kasi minsan, hindi naman tayo kulang sa galing. Minsan, kulang lang tayo sa reminder na kaya natin. Dahil dyan, before we forget, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss out on my latest book review. And if you're listening over at Spotify, please follow my show Ang Sarap Pala Magbasa and help me build a community of bookworms. So to kickstart the show, let's tell something about the author. In this case, we have two authors, Sally Helgesen and Marshall Goldsmith. Sally Helgesen is an international acclaimed speaker and consultant who specializes in helping women achieve their potential in the workplace. She has delivered leadership programs to companies including Microsoft, IBM, the World Bank, and Pfizer. A contributing editor to Strategy Plus Business magazine, Helgesen is also the author of 6 books, including the classic bestseller, The Female Advantage. The second author is Marshall Goldsmith. He is widely recognized as the world's most influential leadership expert. He has been named as one of the world's 15 business thinkers of the times, described as one of America's 50 great leaders by Bloomberg Businessweek, and twice won the world's influential leadership thinker at Thinkers 50 Awards. His 2008 book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There, was an international bestseller. So next up, synopsis. Ang How Women Rise nila Sally Helgesen at Marshall Goldsmith ay hindi lang basta leadership book para sa mga kababaihan. It's a wake-up call. Instead na sabihin kung ano ang kulang sa'yo, itinuturo ng libro kung ano minsan ang sobra. Mga habits na dati mong strength, pero ngayon, sila na pala ang pumipigil sa'yo sa pag-abot sa iyong tagumpay. The authors talk about 12 common habits that often hold women back. Like, yung sobrang focus sa pagiging expert instead of being visible. Yung nahihiya i-claim ang sariling achievements. Yung laging ako na lang at inuuna ang trabaho over long-term career growth. Yung pagiging perfectionist to the point na natatakot mag-take ng risk. Ang maganda sa librong ito, hindi niya sinisisi ang mga kababaihan. Hindi niya sinasabing, you're not enough. Instead, ang sinasabi niya, you are capable. Meron ka lang talaga mga ugali na kailangan mo nang baguhin. Through real-life examples and coaching insights, tinutulungan ng How Women Rise ang mga babae na mag-speak up with intention, mag-build up influence without losing authenticity, i-claim ang space nila sa leadership, at tumigil sa paglilimita sa sarili. Kasi minsan, ang dahilan kung bakit hindi tayo umaangat ay di dahil kulang tayo sa galing. Minsan, umaangat ang iba kasi mas marunong silang ipakita kung anong kaya nilang gawin. So basically, this book will cite several different examples. First example, overvaluing expertise over visibility. O kunwari, I'll just focus on doing an excellent job. Mapapansin din naman siguro nila. Ang halimbawa niyan, si Ana sobrang galing. Lagi siyang top performer. Pero tahimik lang siya sa meetings, hindi siya nagvo-volunteer mag-present. Ang resulta, yung less experience, yung mga hindi mas magaling sa kanya, na mas vocal, sila pa yung napopromote. Ang lesson, oo, importante ang hard work. Pero kung walang nakakakita ng impact mo o ng ginagawa mo, it's harder for leadership to see your potential. Number 2, reluctance to claim achievements. Example na habit niyan, team effort naman to. Wala lang yun. Example, ikaw ang nagli-lead ng project. Ikaw ang nagsa-strategize. Pero nung recognition time, sinasabi mo lang, salamat sa team. Meanwhile, someone else in another department clearly outlines their contribution and gets noticed by upper management. Yes, while it's okay to acknowledge na team effort nga siya, wala rin naman masama kung sasabihin mo rin kung ano yung mga naging personal contributions mo dun sa project na yon. Because you also deserve recognition. So ang lesson dyan, being humble is beautiful, but shrinking yourself is not humility, it's self-erasure. Number 3, putting your job before your career. So ang habit dyan usually is, I just want to do my job well. An example, you stay up late, you fix everyone's problem, you're reliable. But you never ask, what skills do I need for the next level? Or who should I build relationships with? Or what opportunities should I position myself for? So yes, in any job naman talaga, it's a given naman na galingan mo sa trabaho mo. Pero, mas maganda kung hindi mo rin hahayaan yung sarili mo na maging stagnant dyan sa posisyon mo. Maganda rin na tinitignan mo kung saang areas ka pa ba kailangan mag-improve or sino ba yung kailangan mong kaibiganin, diba, sa workplace nyo to further your career. At ano bang mga opportunities sa trabaho ninyo na baka pwede mong applyan kasi angkop naman pala yung skill set mo for that position. So ang lesson, doing your job well keeps you employed. Managing your career moves you upward. Number 4, the disease to please. Saying yes to everything, avoiding conflict, wanting everyone to like you. You accept extra tasks kahit overloaded ka na. You don't push back on unrealistic deadlines. And you also soften your opinions para walang ma-offend. Pag nasa trabaho tayo, parang as much as possible, ayaw natin ng conflict. Tanggap lang tayo ng tanggap ng trabaho. Ayaw nating magsalita masyado kasi ayaw natin maka-offend. And hindi ka nagrereklamo kung merong mga deadline na parang imposible mong magawa on time, di ba? Ang resulta niyan, nagiging burnout ka and people assume you're okay with everything. So in that case, obey before you complain. In the long run, hindi kasi maganda yun eh. Hindi maganda yung ganong klaseng motto. Kasi ang nagiging result niyan, parang nakikita ka ng mga tao as people pleaser, hindi ka tumatanggi. So ang ginagawa nila, bigay lang sila ng bigay sa iyo ng trabaho, nakakalimutan nila na meron ka rin palang needs or napapagod ka rin pala. So sometimes it's important for you to voice out na kailangan mo na minsan tumanggi. Kasi ayaw mo rin naman ma-burn out. And hindi maganda na ina-assume ng mga tao na okay lang sa iyo lahat because everyone has boundaries and we have to make sure na hindi nila ino-overstep yon. So ang lesson, leadership is not about being liked. It's about being respected. So number 5, perfectionism. I'll share it when it's 100% perfect. An example, you delay pitching your idea because you're still refining it. Meanwhile, someone presents a rough idea, yung hindi pa masyadong perfect, and the leadership loves the potential. So, dahil nga may mga perfectionist sa atin minsan, hanggat maaari gusto natin na i-edit yung gusto nating i-propose sa ating mga boss. Kaka-edit natin kasi nahihiya tayong ipakita kasi baka hindi nila magustuhan, masyado mong iniisip yung negatives. Naunahan ka tuloy ng iba na nagbigay lang ng rough idea, yung hindi pa ganun ka-perfect, hindi pa pulido. Nagustuhan tuloy ng leadership yon kasi nakita nila yung potential. So ang lesson dyan, progress creates opportunities. Perfection delays them. Number 6, building relationships but not leveraging them. Friendly ka, approachable ka, pero nahihiya ka mag-ask for mentorship, referrals, or opportunities. An example, you've worked with senior leaders for years, pero never ka nag-open up about your career goals. So when opportunities arise, they don't think of you. Importante na sinasabi mo rin kung ano yung career goals mo for that company. O where do you see yourself 10 years from now, 5 years from now, para in a way, sila rin mismo yung tutulong sa'yo kung paano mo ma-achieve yung goal mo. Diba? So, kapag nagkaroon ng bagong opening sa company ninyo, i-consider ka nila kasi alam nila na meron kang ganung goal. Ang lesson, pag na-networking ay hindi ibig sabihin ay ikaw ay isang user. It's letting people know how they can support your growth. So what I liked about the book, it made me realize my own habits that had been preventing me from achieving success. Totoo yun. Not just in my workplace but also my relationship with my family, my friends, or even my former lovers. There were times kasi that I was too meek. Hinahayaan ko lang na tinatapak-tapakan ako or in-overstep yung boundaries ko. Because I'm too nice. Nahihiya akong mag-speak up. Ayokong makapanakit ng damdamin. Kaya usually hindi ako nagsasabi. Ang nangyayari dyan, ako tuloy yung nagsasuffer. Ako ang nagtitiis. Kasi hinahayaan ko na tratuhin nila ako na ganon. Diba? It's also my fault. Reading this book made me realize that being too nice is not always a win. It can be a limitation if it stops you from protecting your energy, your time, and your voice. So what I didn't like about the book, the teachings in this book aren't too different from other motivational books that I've already read. Ang pinaka-selling point lang kasi talaga niya is it's about women. And since I'm looking for a book na pwede kong i-feature for International Women's Month, pinili ko to. But there are also other books naman talaga that aren't necessarily women-centric na kapupulutan ko rin naman ng aral bilang isang babae. So ang example dyan is yung nagawan ko na ng book review na Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you'd like to watch it, I can link it here. Ang sinasabi dun basically is that many habits holding women back can be reframed through identity and systems. And other than that, the book is also repetitive. Paulit-ulit kasi yung pag-reinforce niya nung idea na kailangan visible ka and you have to make sure that you speak up when it matters. So next up, my favorite quote from the book, often the very habits that helped you succeed in the past can hold you back in the future. So ang sinasabi dito, the habits that we've been accustomed to before, they won't necessarily help us anymore. Kasi panay ang pag-fall back natin into our old ways, yung paulit-ulit natin ginagawa yung isang bagay or isang habit natin because naging komportable na tayo. Hindi na siya makakatulong ngayon. Bakit? Kasi times have changed. Our situations are different and honestly, tayo mismo, 'di ba, nagbabago rin tayo. So, this book reminded me that growth isn't just about learning new things. It's also about outgrowing old patterns that no longer serve us. Because to rise, sometimes you need to let go of the old you and embrace the you you're becoming. So for that, ang word of the day ko ay visibility. The state of being able to see or be seen, or the degree to which something has attracted general attention or prominence. So for me, memorable tong salitang to sa librong ito kasi tinuturo dito sa libro na hindi talaga enough na maging competent, mabait at hardworking ka lang. Mas maganda kung nakikita ka, naririnig ka at kiniklaim mo yung space mo because that's what help us rise in our career. It's a word that resonates not just in careers but in relationships, friendships, and life in general. So ikaw, alin sa mga nabanggit na habits ang guilty ka na ginagawa? Comment down below. I would rate the book 3 stars. And honestly, this is my lowest rating so far and it makes me a little sad kasi it's a book about women. Don't get me wrong, valuable pa rin naman yung insights sa librong ito pero its teachings aren't exactly revolutionary. Siguro kasi marami na akong nabasang motivational and leadership books and maybe I was secretly looking for something different. Something that hits harder and surprises me. And unfortunately, hindi ko kasi yun nakuha. Pero I'd still recommend this book, especially kung bago ka pa lang sa mundo ng motivational books for women. It's a solid guide if you want to empower yourself, notice your habits, and claim your space. At 320 pesos, this book will not only teach you how to use your talents at work, but more importantly, how to make sure your efforts are actually seen, so you can finally get the recognition you deserve. For the final thoughts, ang Ang sarap pala magbasa dahil itinuturo nito sa atin na hindi sapat ang magaling ka lang sa trabaho. Mahalaga ring maramdaman ng iba ang presensya at ambag mo. Ang sarap pala magbasa dahil ating natutunghayan na may mga habits pala tayo na hindi na nakakatulong sa ating pag-angat sa buhay. Ang sarap pala magbasa dahil dito natin natutuklasan na may mga manunulat palang tahimik na gumagabay sa kababaihan. Tinutulungan tayong makita ang sarili nating potensyal at maabot ang tagumpay na para talaga sa atin. And that concludes my first book review for Women's Month. Sana po nagustuhan ninyo. Sana po natuto po kayo dun sa mga valuable insights sa librong ito. Alam ko po marami po sa inyo dyan ang nagsastruggle, lalong-lalo na po sa inyong careers. And hopefully, yung mga teachings ng libro na to will help you get yourself where you want to be in terms of your career. So, good luck! Again, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss out on my latest book review. And if you happen to know friends or even family members who love to read books, invite them to watch my show as well. For those of you listening on Spotify, just search for my show Ang Sarap Pala Magbasa, hit the follow button, and join me in building a community of bookworms. Ako nga pala ulit si Tessa Saavedra. Samahan niyo ako ulit sa susunod dito lang sa Isang Pahina, Isang Kwento, Isang Aral. Ang sarap pala magbasa.